Welcome to Football Manager 2017, my Wigan game, in the start of the 2035-36 season. There have been a few minor changes. My team now looks like this. It's just essentially got rid of a load of players. McGlade wants to leave, Chamberlain's unhappy, and Turner unhappy they haven't had new contracts. And I'm still working to try and bring in more players. My first pre-season game is just like it was last year, against Ramsbottom, followed up by a nice pre-season game against Pilkington. Two local teams I can just beat up on for fun. At the same time, apparently Real Madrid have sacked their manager, and I'm, according to the bookies and the press, I'm the favourite to be offered the job. So I naturally said, yes, I'm interested in that one, because I've never actually managed Real Madrid. I've managed Barcelona a bunch of times, and a couple of other clubs in the Spanish La Liga. But I can't. Villarreal, I think, was one, Celta, and Valencia. But I've never managed Real Madrid. So it could well be a very short season for Wigan in 2035-36 with me in charge, if Real Madrid come in and offer me the job. On top of that, Russia offered to make me their international team manager and offered me £5,500 a week to do so. It came out of the blue and I turned it down because I've done international management. Yes, this is Ramsbottom, and they're literally a local side that I'm here to beat up on, so I don't care about any of this stuff. Now I need to pick an actual team. Frank Smith has developed well, so he gets to be the starting goalkeeper. Who's next? Oh, okay. Now, if memory serves me correctly, that's going to have to be Di Thomas, with Riley in the centre of the defence and Richard James on the left side of the centre. I did, as I mentioned in a previous thing, I re-signed Harwood, and my wing-back of last year, Lejara, went back to Watford after his loan ends, just like Perez went back to Bournemouth as for my central defence. And Bournemouth, after I inquired when he was on loan to me whether they would be willing to sell him, said there's no way they're going to sell him. Then as soon as he came back to them, they immediately put him on the transfer list, which irritated me slightly, I must admit. However, I put in a bid for him, but we couldn't agree a contract. He wanted something like £50,000 a week, which was about £20,000 more than I'm paying anybody else. So, while I would like to have Perez, he didn't actually manage to agree terms. That's my forward line. My backup goalkeeper is Wilson. At the moment, my defensive backups are those two. My midfield backups are McGlade and Byrne. And Slaughter. Oh, Enrico, whatever his name is, joined me from Barcelona and looks quite talented. He just needs to get some practice in with this team. And I'll put a couple of spare goalkeepers on the end of the bench, and Luke Price, who's on his way out the door. So that's my team. The German player I tried to sign as a left wing back last year, who actually agreed terms with me, I couldn't get to sign when I was in the Championship because he couldn't get a work permit. Apparently he doesn't have the same problem when you're in the Premier League. So I've put an offer for him, and I'm also looking at another young German left back as a potential replacement. I'm looking for central defenders to replace Perez and strengthen the central defence again. And I was looking at one Wolves midfielder, but he went to Hearts, I think. He would have been a relatively cheap purchase at about £500,000. But unfortunately I couldn't get him. So I'm looking at another central midfielder or two. Another attacking midfielder, maybe. But mainly I'm looking at the defence. So here we go with the wonders of my first pre-season game at Ramsbottom. And the club is off on a nice training camp in Portugal somewhere. Where I think about the 14th of July, which is probably about a week's time or so. Seem to have 4 pre-season friendlies away to what I think was mainly German teams. I didn't arrange them, but I will just play whatever games I'm told were arranged. I seem to have quite a few fans in the stands for this pre-season friendly. Not entirely sure why. It is, after all, Ramsbottom, but there again, Ramsbottom are actually attacking. Oh, he must be offside. Please be offside. Well, that could have been really embarrassing to go 1-0 down to Ramsbottom. I know it's the first pre-season game and it doesn't really matter and everything, but there are levels of embarrassment that a Premier League side should not have to face. I chose this lot to play because I was thinking it'd be a nice 7, 8, 10-0 victory. Apparently we're 22 minutes in and they've looked at least as dangerous as I have. Considering this team is relatively unchanged from last year. Even the players that are replacing the 2 loan players I had last year did get some experience with this team. It's not like they should be entirely incompetent. However, apparently I'm going to go for incompetence today. 38 minutes in and I haven't looked like scoring or even looked particularly dangerous. I'm hoping the next game against Pilkington goes a little better. Well, that was a good cross and there was no forward on the end of it. Well, on the bright side, we're creating opportunities against the great and mighty Ramsbottom. We're not, however, taking said opportunities. Struth. Well, that's terrible. Well, on that happy note, who have I got, by the way? Oh, okay. Craig Vincent. Wilson, you're replaced by Atherton. Harwood, Sean Lamb. Heaton, you're replaced by Robbie Byrne. You're replaced by McGlade. Wedderburn, Slaughter. Turner, that guy. And Chamberlain, that guy. So apart from Riley and James, everybody gets replaced. Maybe my second string will do a better job than my first string did. Yes, I know it's an Americanism calling groups of players strings, but what can I say? I've been living in America too long. Well, the passing is not as crisp, but it's still passing. Sean Lamb, what are you doing? Auditioning for the first team job? Because that's about as well as Harwood normally does. Yeah, we have truly looked unimpressive and uninspiring this whole of this pre-season game. Well, that's his name, Requena. I might just call him Rec. It's going to be easier. Oh, Barcelona boy. I'm pretty sure he'll be disappointed if he arrives here and plays through part of the pre-season and finds me disappearing off to go manage in Spain. Oh, nice header, nice corner. Yeah, apparently Robbie Byrne can take corners. Well, 66 minutes in and a 1-0 lead. Not bad for a Premier League side against a side so low down I don't even know what division they might possibly be in. Oh, a great Jamie Slaughter shot there. Ooh, Price actually did the assist technically. That was just a good shot and a goalkeeper who didn't do a good job. But there again, like I said, they are a non-league side. Well, so far down the non-league charts, I don't even know. Ramsbottom, I don't know where they'd be. The Northern 8th Division, possibly. Yes, Slaughter seems to be shooting rather well, but I think against a better side, those shots would have been saved. But Slaughter ends up with a hat-trick in this friendly, and we're actually starting to put together a decent scoring line. Not the worst thing in the world. It's here to give these two games against Ramsbottom and Pilkington to give the morale a boost, as well as add a little bit of fitness, but mainly it's for the morale. I am curious. Oh, I got 6,500 into the ground. Not bad for a pre-season friendly against a bunch of nobodies. And that should be pretty much the end of the game. I'll try and be nice to my players at the end of that. But yes. Oh, okay, where's my Pilkington friendly gone? Pretty sure my next friendly was meant to be against Pilkington. Oh, Sheffield United have offered me money for McGlade. Definitely, go. I will take 1.1 million. It's a player I was looking at. Nobody wants Price. Perez. Okay, he's now gone to Atalanta. So for them, he only wanted 31,000 out of them, which would have been a reasonable deal as far as I was concerned. But to come to play for me, he was demanding somewhere in the region of 52,000. Okay, apparently my Pilkington friendly got cancelled. I was not aware of that. But yes, I've got Hamburg St. Pauli. I don't know where Red Star play. Don't know where any of these teams play, to be honest, apart from Stockport, who are my affiliate. Oh, pressure's burning on me because a Turner wants to get away. And the post-match analysis. Mark Heaton had a quiet game. Yes, the whole of my first team had a quiet game. Anyway, that's the start of my Wigan 2035-36 pre-season. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you down the road.